Hello everyone. Yep, I'm inside my barn as I'm doing our devotion for Friday. You can probably hear the rain falling down. I'm doing this on Thursday evening. Now, there's something about Thursdays at our house. On Thursdays, this is often referred to as Jalapeno Burger Thursday. Take a good look right there if you can see those burgers. I'm just waiting to get the grill all heated up, and I'm going to start grilling those out. But in the meantime, I thought we would talk about another enthronement psalm. Hey, we already had one this week, and we've had some before, but there are several of them. Most of them are in the 90s. There's one, Psalm 47, that's separated from the other ones, but they are important psalms. Remember that they're important because the people now did not have a king. So who are you going to have reign over your lives? Well, you're going to have the King of Kings, as we would call God, the one who reigns from on high. All right? Although this psalm doesn't have God reigning from the heavens. He's reigning right there with the cherubim that are on the Ark of the Covenant. Whoa, this is pretty cool stuff. Psalm 99, it's the last of the enthronement psalms. Remember, these are ones that people would sing as they're going into the temple. Either they would sing it, someone would recite it to them, or there would be a back and forth type of recitation, and the person who was doing the reading and inviting everyone to respond is either talking to the people, or sometimes he's even talking to God himself. So we see that happening throughout this psalm, and it has three sections that talk about the aspects of God as our King, Yahweh as King, and that He is holy. Each of these three sections ends with the word holy. And now, in my Revised Standard Version, the first two sections end with holy is He, but in the Hebrew, holy would be last. He is holy. And then the very last verse, for the Lord our God is holy. So all three sections end with He is holy. Holy, holy, holy. Hey, that's a song we sing in church sometime. Now, the first part that ends with He is holy, this whole psalm is focusing on the fact that God is holy, but I'd like to do a little play on words here. God is also holy other. And I don't mean H-O-L-Y other. I mean W-H-O-L-L-Y. Holy meaning completely other. Karl Barth, very eminent theologian, came up with that term to describe just how God is, how He is set apart from the other gods of the world as we read the Old Testament. He is pretty special. We see in the first part of Psalm 99 that talks about this holy apartness of God, that He indeed is King of all the earth. Not just God and King of the Israelites, as other gods were, like Marduk was God of the Babylonians. No, He is everybody's God. And that's a pretty scary thing for some of the people back then to be saying. And for others to hear saying, wait a minute, we have our gods, but our God reigns over your God. He is God of all the earth, all creation. And guess what? His throne is right there in Israel. He resides at that Ark of the Covenant. Now that's the first thing. The second thing about this God that kind of sets him apart is He loves justice. He loves justice. Other kings, they use their power for personal gain. Not this God. This God uses his power to bring about a right relationship between himself and his people, but also person to person as well. So keep that in mind. And finally, we see in here that his holiness is also seen in the fact that he shows mercy. And mercy isn't just an ideal, something that we're striving to obtain. This is a God who does it, who demonstrates it. Now, I do have to put a little footnote in here. In amongst all the good news about this God and his holy otherness and his being holy, Holy, there's this little thing here. It had talked about the fact that Moses and Aaron and Samuel, they found forgiveness and graciousness from this God. But listen to verse 8. O Lord our God, you answered them, meaning Moses, Aaron, and Samuel. You were a forgiving God to them, but an avenger of their wrongdoing. So in other words, there's consequences sometimes to our sinfulness. Forgiveness doesn't necessarily mean we get away from the consequences of what we've done. He's an avenger of our wrongdoing. Now, the Hebrew at that point is kind of sketchy. We don't really know exactly how to translate it. So you'll see in other versions of the Bible that it might be toned down just a little bit. But a lot of scholars think, no. God's justice, it includes mercy and love and forgiveness, but it also includes the fact that we can't always escape the consequences of our actions. God loves us, God forgives us, but sometimes there's a harsh penalty that we're paying just because of what we've done. But in the end, extol the Lord our God and worship at his holy mountain, for the Lord our God is holy. The Lord our God is holy. So, an enthronement psalm, a psalm that asks us to grow close to God, to lift him up, to acknowledge that he is Lord, King of the universe. Right now, I can smell the grill is probably ready for me to put my jalapeno burgers on there. They are the most awesome hamburgers in the world, guaranteed. God's blessings be with you, and we'll see you tomorrow.